So, I was thinking up things that we could talk about, and the other day I was watching a cartoon, and it made me think about the cartoons from when we were kids, because
Okay.
we're both like kids of the 80s.
Yeah, somewhat.
And
Yeah.
and I don't know what children's programming looks like today. I know what a adult cartoon programming looks
yeah.
like today, South
Yeah.
Park and things like that.
Yeah.
But like you got kids. Is it different?
Yeah, it's very different.
Okay. It's not like I remember when I was a kid, I would watch like He-Man and G.I. Joe
Oh, yeah.
and Transformers, Thundercats.
Oh, yeah, I love Thundercats.
Yeah, and then there was a spin-off of He-Man, right? Wasn't it She-Ra?
There was.
Yeah, I remember my sister used to watch that, and I think back then, as a little kid, I thought that was like for girls, but I wouldn't necessarily watch it like by myself. But like my sister was watching it, I wasn't like not paying attention to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, because it was like a different universe or something, right?
Yeah.
What cartoons did you watch when you were a kid?
So some of the same. So I did watch. I liked Thundercats. Did you just say that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't know if you remember Silverhawks. But
I don't remember Silverhawks.
Okay, I used to love Silverhawks. And let me see. Yeah, He-Man, of course. G.I. Joe. Voltron.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I had because remember there were two versions of Voltron. There was the one with the cats, and then the one with the cars.
What?
Yeah, I had like a cat version where like I had all 5 things and it made Voltron.
Okay.
And then I also had a smaller one of the cars. And I don't remember the storyline on that.
I've never seen that one with the cars.
The one with the cars?
That's
So wait,
weird to me.
Here, let me look it up. But then, what's so different about like kids' cartoons now? Like you watch cartoons sometimes with your kids?
Yeah. So I mean, I guess the biggest thing, which a lot of people might be able to relate to, that are familiar with like 80s cartoons, is that since there is no like regular television, everything is a streaming thing, that you can't just like put it on one channel and then kind of, I mean, I guess you can put it on, like Netflix or
Oh, I
Disney
see what you're
Plus,
saying. But what was different about the programming itself, though?
So you just had like difference in the show, like the show quality. So
Well, I mean, like I remember one of the cool things about like G.I. Joe or whatever, they always did the PSAs at the end.
oh yeah, okay,
And they were so entertaining that I remember like repeating them
yeah,
to my friends.
yeah.
Hey, by the way, here, this is what it looks like with the cars.
Okay. Oh, that is so trippy. I'm not.
Yeah, and then it even called it. Oh, what did it just say? It said Voltron Car Force.
Oh yeah, no. I'm sorry. That's a bad spinoff.
Defender of the Universe's Vehicle Force.
That's terrible.
From 1984. But I remember mainly the cats. The cats were the ones that I really liked.
Yeah, that's the cat. Yeah, for sure. So that they, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but they made a new Voltron that was on Netflix.
Yeah, and wait. What was the difference between programming now?
So
and I am aware of Voltron, but
okay.
let's come back to it.
So I guess, I mean, from that aspect, you don't see that much like PSAs towards the end, but I guess that's kind of like inherent in a lot of the programming that you might see, like be a good person, or
like they make a bigger effort to make it positive for children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For the most part, and then I guess I don't know. It's hard to compare only because um, I think the shows themselves are just different. I think that if the show is not inherently like telling you like be a good person or whatever, that it's kind of just like not giving those messages. It's just learning, kind of maybe some type of other learning.
Hmm. Okay, so it's more written in the show, and it wasn't like how I mean, GI Joe had lessons in the show, but there was a lot of just violence.
Yeah.
And then they at the end they would have the PSA.
Right.
Although I used to have a T-shirt that was done up like the GI Joe font, and in fact, it even said "Knowing is half the," or it said GI Joe, but then below it said "Knowing is half the battle," but it was a adult joke T-shirt. So right below that it said "The other half seems to be pure violence." But yeah, no, you were saying about Voltron. I did see that. I don't know how many seasons there were, but I remember watching at least one or two.
Yeah, I should know because I watched them all. I don't remember now. 3 seasons, maybe 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I liked how they kind of rebooted the whole thing and they went back to finding the cats again.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool that they did all that. And they kept a lot the same. They kept a lot of like the character personalities the same. All of everything that they did, they did a good. They did a justice to the original show.
Nice. Yeah, I like it when they do some of the throwback stuff. And maybe it was just because I was a little kid, but I really liked all of that stuff. And I like that there's like Transformers movies out now. Or I remember watching, and I can't remember if it was just called The Amazing Spider-Man, but or it was called Spider-Man. It was a cartoon, and they had Spider-Man, Iceman, and a woman that was on fire all the time. I don't remember what she's called. She's called Firewoman or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. I mean, Spider-Man was like swinging around, and then Iceman was sliding around on the ice slides or whatever he would make.
Nice. You know what? Back then, I wasn't into a whole lot of like the Marvel or I don't. So quick sidebar is that there's gonna be a thin line between like some 80s cartoons and 90s cartoons. It might kind of bleed in a little bit because they're like on that cusp. But so like I remember watching like X-Men cartoons, but there wasn't. I don't think I was really into like what was DC or what was Marvel.
Yeah, I didn't know what that stuff was either until I was an adult.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was a big time watcher of X-Men. Loved it. And I remember watching it in the 80s, but I think I also watched it in the 90s.
Yeah, maybe like early 90s or something, but yeah.
Yeah, in fact, when did the first X-Men movie come out? Was it 2000 or 2001?
Yeah, it was around 2001.
I just remember being so psyched because I just remember like laying on the floor in front of the TV as a little kid, Saturday morning watching that, and the Sentinels, the big robots and stuff. Yeah. And it felt like everyone could fly in that.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that more people could fly in the live action movies.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just cool to see like the X-Men cartoons in the live action. I remember being excited about that and how they would portray some of those powers and characteristics into a live action movie.
Yeah. And to be honest, as technology moves forward and we get better and better computer graphics and things are more seamless, it looks even better to me. I think that's why I like comic book movies.
Yeah.